till it says online. And there we are. Alright, so welcome. This is Nuke Marine presenting Let's Learn Japanese, a course series for the self-study of Japanese from basics and beginnings up to intermediate and hopefully advanced. It's been a bit, but today as usual it's going to be a Let's Read Japanese, so up above is going to be playing the video of what I'll be reading to, in this case Steins Gate episode 14 and probably 15. Off to the side is going to be a text I'll be reading, which are the rips of the subtitles. I think you can get the subtitles off Kitsuneko if it's back up again. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes back up. And ripped it using Substress, which is a very common program used for people learning Japanese via videos. Alright. It's one of those do as I say, not as I do things, where it's been like a week since I've done one of these, but if you catch this later on, then of course it's just the previous video. So yeah, that happens. The laziness, I keep saying it's laziness on my part, and yeah, pretty much that's a good reason as any. A big thing to get better in Japanese is consistency and lots of hours, because you're trying to get it good in Japanese in as short as let's say as a few months as possible. Let's say 24 months. To do that, to get to let's say the level of fluency, of being able to literacy and fluency at close to native level, then you're going to need to be putting in hours a day. All right, not hours a week, hours a day. And then that consistency, especially if it's the type of hours a day where you're consistently trying to improve yourself, finding out if you see something you don't know, trying to take an effort to figure out what it is, paying close attention to what you are watching, hence the immersion or whatnot. And the more hours you put into it, the better you're going to get in the long run. It's just that's on top. There's the studying part, and then there's the immersion part, which can involve studying, and then, but again, these are hours. And then there's some other things you can do to put more of it into your life over time, like let's say you're a working adult or whatnot, you're going to school, and that's called the background immersion stuff. And there are some things you can do to help mitigate or improve the efficacy of such those items. And again, I do go into that in these videos now and again. Mainly it's like, hey, use audio and play it in the background, let's say in an earphone or in your room or something where it's playing, even though you got to be doing something else. But what it's playing is audio from stuff that you've studied, or either when you first off, let's say if you're studying the Tango decks, then it's audio from the Tango decks, and also audio ripped from stuff that you went and concentrated by watching. And then of course videos like audio from stuff like I'm doing here. Not my audio, but like if you do like I'm doing, where like this various let's read, where you read the audio and you look up words you don't know, then the audio later on becomes really good to listen to on loop, because it's you're more familiar with everything in it, including words that you had to study to look up. So that means you kind of get later on the repetition is there, and so it might remind you about the words you had to look up. Again, so that's the spaced repetition. It's not structured like Anki would do it, but it's a lot more fun and it feels more natural. Alright, so that's what you can do. Again, this is not a free lunch. Okay, this is not easy in that the number of hours. It's easy in that what you need to do is a very easy concept. Again, let's start looking up words you don't know. So we got that as a resource. Learn kanji, we got that as a resource. So again, watch stuff. Japan's great for that because they put out a lot of stuff that's fun to watch. So you've got all the stuff that's easy to access. You just got to put in the hours of studying the material and then also consuming the material. And again, that takes time, which means if it's time, that takes dedication. Not motivate. Motivation helps take you above and beyond, but you got to have that dedication, because if you don't do that minimum, then yeah, and if your goal was 24 months, get at a reasonably high level, well, guess what? You're going to have to run past that time because you haven't got the hours. It is about the number of hours. And because we're talking in the hours are in the thousands of hours, you need, the months and days and months that go into that. Because you only got a certain number of hours per day that can be effective for this method. You kind of limit, because, again, you can't count the time you're doing for sleeping. There's other stuff you got to be doing besides that. That's where background immersion can help, but there's limits to what it can do. But yeah, so it's like, assume 8 to 10 hours, that's probably the maximum. And that's assuming this is your job. And most people, this can't be a job, it's a hobby. So just be aware of that. And again, not trying, and this is all me trying to say about I'm not accusing my failings at this. I'm just hoping is that, again, don't let me be the one of those things, do as I say, not as I do type things. Because I'm saying not do as I do because it's not like I don't care, just I know it's not a good thing to do if you're looking to try to be effective with this. Again, you don't want to be trying to do the minimum for something like this. You can do it, but you can't expect miracles from that afterwards. Okay, with that said, instead of me starting off with the news, since it's late in the day here, it's like almost 4:40 in the afternoon here in Japan. It's on a Sunday. I'm sure my wife's going to be coming back from the gym sometime eventually. Because of that, I'll just start off doing a reading, starting the Let's Read of the drama or anime itself, and it'll be either one episode. It might be able to get two, but I'm going to try at least get one in there. Okay, that's it. Let's get started. Okay, got the audio. And I'll turn the audio down here. There you go. Put it at 30 or something. Physical necrosis.
それから俺はマユリを助けるために何度もタイムリープをした。しかしどんな手を尽くしてもマユリは死んだ。萌歌たちの襲撃がなくても運命に殺されるようにまるで世界が結託してマユリを殺そうとしているかのように。さっきから全く動いていない。
電車が止まっているからね。
急いでください。裏道でも何でもいいから。
そう言われても。
あれ、マユシーの懐中止まっちゃってる。おかしいな。さっきネジ巻いたばっかりなのに。
まただ。
死んだのは椎名真由里です。岡部君。
Sheena. Oh, that's her name. Sorry. Sheena Mayuri desu. What is that kanji? I think I've seen it. I know I looked it up before, but spine or mallet.
岡部金太郎は逃走しました。
何をどうしようがどんな方法を取ろうが死んでしまう。これじゃまるで運命じゃないか。そうか、これこそそんなものはない。機関もシュタインズゲートも
Oh, doing a video, I'm sorry. Is that okay? Be about 30 minutes?
運命の選択もそんなものない。
どういうこと？説明してよ。
個別ルート確定したところだ。せめてセーブだけでも。俺が
クリスマキセクリスね柱タル柱タル特別ルート
やっておく。とにかく秋葉原から離れるんだ。いいな。
岡部？
水滴 right? Not 水滴 Yeah, 水滴
前よりはもう出た後か。同じだ。いくら前よりを逃がそうとしても結局はメールまで同じ。メール。シャイニングフィンガータイムマシンの新たな情報が手に入った。二人だけで話がしたい。動くな。両手を上げろ。お前たちの正体は。
バイトアークディライト。
お前たちが今晩ラボを襲い俺だ。
See if that's a phrase. Arclight. Oh, light or arclight.
女優化しようとしていることは分かっている。
なぜ？
俺が未来から来たからだ。分かったか。早く答えろ。
メールで。
ダメだ。早く答えろ。お前たちはセルンなのか。
ラウンダー。
ラウンダー。
任務は IBN5100 の回収。
あれを盗んだのもお前なのか。
知らね
え。とぼけるな。 D メールを送ったのがきっかけで。
だから知らない。とぼけるな。
そうか。世界線が変わって D メールを送った記憶は今の萌香にはない。なぜラボを襲う。 IBN5100 はあそこにはもうないんだぞ。もう答えろ。
理由は3つある。1つ、君たちは知ってはいけないことを知った。2つ、タイムマシンを作り上げた。3つ、世間に公表しようとした。
そんなことまで。セルもそのことを知っているのか。
私の指示は FB から来る。
FB？ セルの内部組織だ。
組織組織内部組織か。
FB は 私のすべて。
ここは
動くな。
君などジョン・タイター。考えられない君しか。
違う。ここは
脅迫電話によって列車は全てストップしています。
脅迫電話。
予定通りです。
マキセ・クリス、橋田イタロを確保。それ以外は必要ない。
待ってくれ、頼む。マユリを殺さないでくれ。謝る。俺が悪かった。別にセルの何かを暴こうとしたわけじゃない。
Cover. Cool.
タイムリープマシンを渡す。知ったことは一切口外しない。
状況開始。
お願いだ、何でもする。お願いだ。ただの好奇心だったんだ。遊びみたいなものだったんだ。だからマユリだけは
もう遅い。
マユリ黙ってろ。マユリ
Why doesn't he just go back further? I don't get it. I mean, unless there's a limit. I don't remember him saying there was a limit, but you know.
どうしたの？もしかして居眠りでもしてた？
またそれか。もうたくさんだ。
岡部！
Finally, he's being smart. Okay.
なんぞ？
何も壊さなくてもタイムリープしないって決めたんでしょ？どうしたの急に。買い出し行くんでしょ？パーティーの。
パーティーは
ちょっと岡部！ガタンガタン。新幹線。違うでしょ。新幹線は白いの。京馬さ
ん。マユリは
まゆりちゃんならさっき。
知ってる。ここにパーティーに誘いに来たことも、コスプレ友達のためにラボに戻る前に寄り道してくることも、あいつがパーティーを楽しみにしていることも、全部。
すみません。
なのに俺は。
そんなところで何してる？初めてまともに名前を呼んだな。何があった？いや、何が起きる？あんたタイムリープしてきたんでしょ？
全て俺の責任だ。
岡部？
全部俺の責任なんだ。誰にハッキングしろなんて言わなければよかった。 タイムマシンを作ろうなんて言わなければよかった。萌香をラボビーにしなければよかった。俺のせいでマユリは。
無茶しやがってバカ。タイムリープマシンは絶対安全とは限らないのよ。場合によってはあんたの存在そのものがなくなる可能性だって。
人間は根源的に時間的存在である。
人間は根源的に時間的存在である。
ハイデガーね。私も今それを言おうとしてた。
ハイデガー。Guess that's the person that said it. ハイデガー。ハイデガー。ハイデガーね。
お前から教わった言葉だ。
なんか気持ち悪いわね。頭の中を覗かれてるみたいで。でもタイムリープっていうのはそういうことなのかもしれない。
俺はどうすればいい？
ラボが襲われるのは何時
？7時半過ぎだ。
マユリがどうして死んでしまうのか、いくつか可能性は考えられる。でも今は話してる時間はない。行こう。マユリは大切な仲間よ。私だって助けたい。
すまない。
謝らないでよ。力になりたいの、私が。ほら、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト。世界の構造とやらを作り変えるんだろ。無論だでしょ。時間は今から5時間ほど前。ちょうどタイムリープマシンが完成する頃にセットしておいた。完成前まで飛ぶとマシンが完成しなくなる可能性が生まれるから。あんたはそこへ飛んでタイムリープマシンが完成したらみんなを解散させて、私にさっきの話をして。未来から来たといえば多分私は信じる。
なぜわかる？
私のことは私が一番よく知っている。そもそもタイムリープマシンを開発したのは私なのだぜ。
自分のマシンに自信があるということか。
まあね。さっき岡部を見た時も確信してた。タイムリープしてきたんだって。念のためキーワードを決めておきましょうか。私が今一番欲しいものはマイフォークである。
欲しいのか、マイフォーク。
そう、マイスプーンはもう持ってるし。ってそこに興味を持つな。行くわよ。5時間前の私はさ、知らないんだよね。あんたがクリスって呼んでくれたこと。
これをね、持っててくれないかな。
こうか。
そうそう、そうやってビローンって広げたままね。
へえ、そのリボンかわいいわね。
でしょ。あ、クリスちゃんも着てみる？今度のコミマまだコスあるよ。
コスプレか。
もしかして興味あるん？
そんなわけないでしょ。
お？
こんなの人前で着るなんて。
そうか。5時間前というとまだマユリが出かける前。確かマユリのコスが完成すると同時にタイムリープマシンも。
できたー。じゃーん、私の勝ちだね。競争してたんだ。
やられた。でもこっちももう終わり。これで完成。
これが
実験はしない。しまった、いきなりすぎたか。
どういうこと？
みんな疲れているだろうから話は後だ。今日はこれで解散とする。サラ、
おさらい一丁。
なぜここなんだ？
ちょうど注文したらあんたからのメールが来たのよ。
まさかお前がここの常連とはな。
別に。
常連。Oh. That's a favorite place, favorite restaurant. Regular customer, okay. 常連とはね。
常連ってわけじゃん。マユリに教えてもらったの。で、話って何よ。いきなり解散って言ったかと思えば今度はメールなんかしてきて。
実はな、俺は5時間後の未来から来た。
は？何そのバカっぽいセリフ。
お前言ってることが全然違うじゃないか。何が私は多分信じるだ。
何勝手に言い出してる。多分とか信じるとか論理性皆無の発言。
Okay, theoretical. 論理性マイム少しもないこと。論理性。
私がするわけないだろ。
言ったんだ。そもそもタイムリープマシンを作ったのは私なのだぜとか得意げに。
バカじゃないの。はいはい、ワルス。
この女殴りたい。お前が今一番欲しいものはマイフォークである。どうだ？
本当に話したの？5時間後の私が。
マイスプーンはもう持っているからともな。
恨むぞ5時間後の私。
これで俺を信じる気になっただろう。
そうね、あのマシンやっぱり理論通り完璧なんだ。
お皿お待ち。
なるほどね。これが全て事実ならかなりヤバい状況ね。
ああ、
マユリを逃がすのではなく萌香さん、ラウンダーだっけ？その連中を止めるというやり方は？
試した。だが結局マユリの死は止められなかった。
そう。ある物事が起きる結果には必ずそれを引き起こす原因が存在する。
引き起こす cause to happen 倒れたものを引き起こす the one thing that causes the chain reaction, right? Raise, help a person get cause, bring about 原因を存在する。
通常死という結果の原因にはそこに至る直接的な事象、例えば病
事象Think of a zen show. Think of a natural phenomenon. So that's an event. 事象。
病気や事故なんかが考えられるけど、それは原因とは断言できない。マユリを死に追いやっているのは直接的にはラウンダーだけど、おそらく本当の原因は違う。だからラウンダーが関わらなくてもマユリは死んでしまう。
なら原因は何だ？
わからない。もしかしたらマユリが生まれたという原因がマユリの死という結果を導いているのかもしれない。
寿命ということか。
寿命ということか。
運命論じゃないかそれは。
ええ、だから私は支持しない。原因はこの事件の引き金として説明できるような事柄のはずよ。
引き金。 bullet. A trigger, okay. 引き金。木の引き金として。事柄。事柄のはずよ。
引き金。
引き金。引き
もしかしてこれが完成しなければマユリは。
待って、短絡的に答えを出すのは危険よ。
短絡。short, simplistically 短絡的に。
しかし
マキセ・クリスの言う通りだよ。
あなた何か知ってるの？
あんたの推理は大体合ってる。確かにタイムリープマシンがなければ解決するなんて簡単なものじゃない。世界を救うにはたどり着かなきゃいけないんだ。
たどり着き。たどり着きなきゃいけないんだ。
ダイバージェンス 1% の壁を越えて。
ダイバージェンス。ダイバー。ダイバージェンス。ダイバージェンス。1% の壁に。
ベータ世界線に。ダイバージェンスというのはこの世界線がどこにあるかを示す数値。
数値。具体的な計算して出た calculations numerical value okay
その数値を指し示す唯一の手がかりがこのダイバージェンスメーター。
ニキシー管とは作ったやつはいい趣味をしている。
そりゃそうだよ。作ったのは岡部倫太郎なんだから。
俺？
君は世界線を移動した時前の世界線の記憶を持ち続ける力がある。それを利用してで未来の君が前の世界線と今の世界線がどれくらい違うのかを数値化するメーターを作ったんだ。
0.337187？
それが今の世界線。世界線っていうのはちょうど毛糸とかこのロープみたいなもんなんだ。
hair strand ちょうど let's see if that's a phrase 毛糸 wool strand 原物の woolen yarn 毛糸とか
このロープは一見一本だけど実際にはいくつもの細い糸が集まって作られている。この糸が世界線。一つ一つが干渉し合うことはないけど
干渉し合うこと他人のことに立ち入って干渉し合
伝っていった先のたどり着く結果は一緒なんだ。
つまり全てがマユリの死という結果に向かってるってことか。
でも世界線が大きく変動して今いるアルファ世界線から 1% を超えてベータ世界線へ移動すると別の結果となる。さて君たちはそっち使ってね。
待ってよ、これだけで登るなんて無理よ。
しょうがないな。ここで待ってて。よいしょ。
It's easier to climb a rope with your feet, using your feet to help. You know, just do the S loop.
天音さんって。
確実にプロだな、何かの。
ほら行くよ、早く。アルファ世界線とベータ世界線は大幅に結果が、つまり未来が異なる世界線。本来行き来することは不可能なんだ。
行き来すること。本来行き来することは可能だ。
D メールやタイムリープで過去改変を行っても移ることはできない。ただし世界に大きな事件が起きて、その選択によって未来が変わる世界線の分岐点のような年がいくつかある。
分岐点。Kind of like Gifuken, but分岐点. Yeah, okay, winding mountain path or something. Winding path. Pass. What kind of, yeah, so split pass. Fork in the road, yeah, diverging points. 分岐点。
最近だと湾岸戦争が起きた1991年。
湾岸戦争。Go for. Huh. Guess it makes sense. 戦争が起きた。Yeah, it was early 1991 when it finally, although it was being prepped in the prior, so.
2000年問題があった2000年、そしてタイムマシンが開発された2010年。
これって。
分岐が起きるときならアルファ世界線からベータ世界線への移動が可能になるんだ。
どうやって移動するんだ、方法は。
待って、その前にあなたの正体を教えて。
It's supposed to be true self? 正体。Hidden. Okay. したりすぐにわからない。本当の姿。True self。正体教えて。
これは
タイムマシン。私は2036年から来たんだ。
スゾ。
私がタイムトラベラー、ジョン・タイターだよ。
Okay, that makes sense. Well, because you see her in the very first episode when she's waving him off the roof, but when that thing landed. All right, let me go get some coffee and I'll be right back. All right, let me just be careful when we turn off. Alrighty. Okay, so that's episode 14, and all right, let's make a let's give it a shot and try for one more episode. Let me go and bring that up.
タイムマシーン
Sorry. Alrighty. Alright, so I think for like the last 3 episodes, because a lot of it was kind of like repeating the same thing, I didn't have to pause as much. But you notice, like, I really had to pause when she was going into some of the explanations. You know, again, especially talking about you know, how certain timelines are working, where certain events are going to happen regardless. If you can change timelines a little bit, but eventually all the events are going to be happening again and again. I kind of call bullshit on that, but okay, we'll work with it on there. You'd have to go through a lot of steps just to make sure, you know, like someone always getting killed. That's yeah, that's I'm not buying that part. But yeah. Okay, so but anyway, it's already established. He goes back a little further in time, convinces, hey, you know, this is for real. He's got a password, so that's good. I'm not sure what my future self could tell another time traveler to convince me this time traveler is for real, you know, but I'm sure there are certain things, you know, I guess it's kind of like when you got your Inception, you know, you got your little totem. In this case, totem is not really something like you would think of physical. It's more of a, you know, definitely some type of secret. You can't, but I guess in dreams that's a different thing, because again, you can access all the memories in a dream and bring it about. So it's got to be something, you know, is kind of doesn't follow with the dream, doesn't follow dream physics. Okay, cool. Actually, for like dream physics, it's like if you ever think you're dreaming, just try to push your finger through your palm. That's one trigger. So yeah, you don't get resistance in your dreams. Same thing, like try to pinch your nose and breathe. Try to breathe with your nose pinched. Now you'll pinch your nose in your dream, but you'll breathe. It feels kind of an odd sensation. It feels like you've got a sensation of you breathing through your ears, because you still are breathing. Just that. And another one they say is like, you know, flip the light switch, and then light switches don't really work like we think of them in dreams, you know. But the one that really worked for me was pushing the finger through the palm. Yeah, one way to do that is like you mark a little letter here, let's say the letter of your name on your palm, and then throughout the day to practice it, you look at if every time you see that letter, press into it, then okay, that becomes a habit. So now when you do it in your dream, it's a habit, so you also do it as a habit in your dream, but now your finger goes through your hand. Okay, now you know. Okay, cool. You're most likely dreaming. If that's the case, pinch your nose and breathe. Try to breathe. If you're still able to breathe with nose pinch, hey, okay, cool, you're dreaming. All right, that's and if you're in the case of that, now you're into what's called a lucid dreaming state. Means you're aware that you're dreaming. You're aware that you're dreaming. So what you can do now is keep your fist clenched, and I guess, or like grip your thumb, and that's just kind of like keeping yourself, you know, conscious while you're still dreaming. And then same thing, if you want to change the locations, what you do is just turn around. Just imagine where you want to be, and then turn around, and you'll be there. Because again, because that's what happens in real dreams anyway. So that's just a way where you can just kind of you know, activate that type of situation. It takes with a little practice. You can actually kind of you know, do it. It's still kind of difficult because your body kind of still wants to go back to sleep, like not think about it, or just wakes itself up. What sometimes usually happens is like you dream that you wake up, so you don't think you're dreaming anymore. So, but really you still are dreaming. But so you just got to remember, like if that ever happens, go through your checks again, and then you know, oh, I'm still dreaming, and then carry on from there. Yeah, and that's just, it's just a kind of a weird version. It's like a natural version of virtual reality that's existed for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years in the human psyche. And maybe even before that, like pre-human. Again, we don't know on that level. So it's just something, if you ever get a chance, just give a little bit of training, and yep, you can then start doing lucid dreaming. Sorry about going on into that subject when we were talking about passwords, but this is kind of the same thing in another way. It's trying to convince of a situation that is beyond rational. In dreaming, it's completely irrational, but like with time travel, rational. How would you go about it? And it's still hard to believe because it's like all sorts of stuff. So what you could have accidentally revealed in the past, could have made this where they're telling you as oh no, you told me this in the future, but really they just figured it out from stuff in your past. Anyway, let's carry on. So this is let's see, we're at 47 minutes. This might take another half hour, and we'll be done for the day. Episode 15. Let's turn on the earpiece. これは
タイムマシーン。私は2036年から来たんだ。
スゾ。
私がタイムトラベラー。ジョン・タイターだよ。
Okay, 146. もう感情 Necrosis. What is that saying? Missing link necrosis. A lot of necrosis in these last few titles. Oh, good. It's a flash forward, I guess.
世界はセルンに支配されていた。そこは徹底した管理社会。ディストピア。人々は自由を奪われ、死んだように暮らしてる。逆らう者は皆殺された。私はそんなセルンの支配から人々を解放するために戦うレジスタンスの一員だった。この死んだような世界を変えるため、私は父さんが残してくれたタイムマシンに乗り込んだ。
Tell me that he's not her father. Is it that one? It's probably that one.
「そうして未来を変えるために」
ではアットチャンネルに書き込んだことは全て。
ほとんどは真実。
だけどセルンは研究機関であって権力を持つ統治機関じゃないわ。
統治機関。
私は何度もネット上でジョン・タイターにそう訴えてきた。
待て、ということはお前あの時アットチャンネルにいた栗ご飯とカメハメハか。
タイターの中の人が名乗り出たんだから、私も名乗り出ないとフェアじゃないでしょ。
ならば俺も習おう。俺は法王院京馬というマナで。
それは知ってる。セルンはタイムマシンの開発に成功したの。時間という4つ目の次元に干渉できる唯一。
次元。4つ目の次元。Oh, okay. 2つ目の次元。Okay, gotcha. Third dimension, three dimension. Okay. And control. I forgot what that was. Control. 他人のことを立ち会えた出口。Interference control.
の存在となったことで世界の秩序を塗り替えた。
秩序。
そしてマキセ
Wait a minute. Change. 塗り替える。Cover over.
クリスはセルンのタイムマシン開発に最も貢献した人物。
最も貢献。物事や社会の力結果。正すこと。貢献したい。
タイムマシンの母として崇められている。
私がセルンに協力？
崇められている。Okay. Kind of named in a almost religious way. Okay. 崇められている。
冗談じゃないわ。人体実験までするような連中になんで私が？
未来ではそうなっていた。
それで私のこと目の敵に。
目の敵 The enemy. Okay. I know it's techie, but 目の敵。目の敵に
ならば未来の俺は。
岡部倫太郎はテロリストとして有名。
テロ？
セルンに盾ついたテロリスト。そして君たちは2人とも2036年には死亡している。
Like I said, I'm guessing they're her parents. All right, but she hates her mom for inventing the time machine that allows CERN to come to power. You know, and okay, and she was talking about wanting to meet her dad at a certain place, and she met Okabe. So yeah, there you go. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but yeah. It would make sense then that why she had access to a time machine.
もう行かないと。
待て。
And would know where to go. That could be also.
そんなとんでもないことだけ言い残して未来へ帰るつもりか。
Wait a minute. 言い残して there's something left unsaid, right? 言うべきことの一部。Yeah, there's something left unsaid. Leave a word.
だから行くの。そんな未来を変えるために過去へ。1975年へ。
1975年？
セルンがタイムマシン開発に成功したのは2010年に秋葉原で作られたタイムマシンがあったから。
電話レンジのこと？
セルンは通信傍受システムを使って。
通信傍受。Let's see. 傍受 intercepting systems. Let's see. Eavesdropping system. Okay. 通信傍受。通信傍受システムを使って。
世界中からタイムマシンに関するあらゆる情報を集めていた。そのシステムに岡部倫太郎 君が最初に送った D メールが引っかかったんだと思う。
ラジカン前で送ったあのメールが。
ラジカン。Oh, the first mail he sent.
そう。だからセルンのデータベースに残っているそのメールを消しさえすれば未来は変わる。セルンがタイムマシンの開発に成功しなかったベータ世界線へ行くことができる。
そうすればマユリも助かるのか。
多分。
だったらすぐにでもセルンのデータベースにハッキングをかけて。
それには IBN5100 が必要。
そうか、それで。
私の使命は1975年に行って IBN5100 を手に入れ岡部倫太郎に託すこと。なのに父さんを探そうとしてこの時代に長居しすぎた。
調教師すぎ。長い。So long time living, right? 長い間。同じところにいる。Yeah, so live in the same place. 長い。長いしすぎた。
もっと早く行くべきだったのに。
大丈夫？
そんな壊れてる。
まずい。
どうする？
俺が何とかする。二人は隠れて隙を見て逃げろ。
誰かいるのか。
誰だ。近づくな。機関の謀略を阻止するための作戦行動中だ。
暴落。機関の暴落。そうし、right? そうし。それためにそうです。
これはレベル17の極秘ミッションである。分かったら即刻離れるがいい。こっちだ、急げ。あ、こら、お待ちなさい。
逃げるわよ。早く。未来じゃどうだったか知らないけど今の私はあなたと同じラボ面なのよ。
無事だったか。逃げるぞ。
どうする？もうあそこには戻れないわよ。
タイムマシンは壊れていたのか。
屋上に衝突した衝撃で。
あれは衝突したんじゃないよ。座標計算に誤差があったせいで。
Wait a minute. 衝突、right? 衝突したんじゃない。座標計算。座標 coordinates。OK。座標計算に誤解があったせいで。So that means came into reality. Shoots again. Made an appearance. Okay. Shoots again.
あの位置に出現しちゃっただけ。着いた時は壊れていなかった。
だったらいつ。
考えられるとすればこの前の雷雨。
雷雨。I assume that means a thunderstorm. 雷な。thunderstorm. 雷雨。
落雷したかそれとも浸水したか。
That's flooding. 浸水。それとも浸水したか。
俺のせいだ。 俺があの夜引き止めたせいで。
started 引き止める。
タイムリープマシンで。
それじゃあ最大48時間までしか遡れない。
遡れない。遡る。I don't know that kanji. Oh, go against the. Okay, go against the currents. 遡る. Go upstream. 遡れない. Let's look at that kanji real quick. So that's gyaku, and that's moon. Okay. And go upstream. Okay, so I can say the phase of the moon, let's say mating purposes of salmon, they go upstream. Something like that, sure. Saku. Sure.
あの夜までは届かない。
ああ、オカリー。クリスちゃんとスズさんも一緒だ。
お前たち帰ったのではなかったのか。
マユシがやっぱり完成祝いするべきって言うから。
Completion 完成はいい。
ダル君と二人で買い出しをしてきたのです。
今日は解散と言っただろう。
ごめんねマユリ。これから私たち重要な話をする予定だったの。
オカリ？
とにかく今日のところは帰ってくれ。完成祝いはまた改めてやろ
う。分かった。でも危ないことはしないでね。マユシーは心配なのです。
大丈夫だ。約束する。
それじゃあまた明日。
あ。
電車止まってるって。
マジか？
タイムマシンを修理するしかない。
9:36. Oh, there we go. Shikanai.
まず今から5時間前、つまりタイムリープマシンの完成した時間まで飛ぶ。そこから改めて48時間、11日の14時まで飛ぶ。
それが今の私たちが使える最大の時間ってわけだね。
その2日の間に何としてでもタイムマシンを修理する。できなければ何度でもその2日をやり直す。これは世界を救うためなどではない。
Sorry, Kai OFX. Hey, guy, and KTK White Mouse. Sorry for not saying hi. All right, 10:11. これは世界を救うためではない。
マユリを助けるためのミッションだ。
So now he gets to jump back prior to the time change that happened in the previous 2 days. It's interesting. As long as it says he's not going to be sending those emails, assuming, then that. Trying to remember how many days ago did I don't remember what day they changed Akihabara, but that might make Akihabara return in the way that it was. We'll see. Also do Chaos Child. Probably the next one they're going to be doing is Attack on Titan. Then I'm going to be done with the doing the anime. Probably for the short time being. I'm just going to go back into doing dramas. So yeah, I've only so it's this one. Finish up Harry Potter book 3, real quick, and then, or not real quick, but the last 11 chapters of Harry Potter book, second half of Harry Potter book 3, and then Attack on Titan. When I'm done with up to episode 26, or the first season, sorry, so it's episode 25. After that, just start doing dramas and Japanese novels.
岡部どうしたの？
至急ラボ面に招集をかけてくれ。聞いてもらいたいことがある。
聞いてもらいたいことがある。
未来人すげえマジパネっす。
直せるか？
あまねし自分では無理なん？
私にはちんぷんかんぷん。
ちんぷんかんぷん？ちんぷんかんぷん。
作ったのは父さんだから。
Sorry, no, feel free to ask questions. Just that, no, just again, it's got a certain plan, and I might go back to doing anime. I just, there's just so much to do that right now I feel like I want to cover some dramas again.
1036年のタイムマシンを現代の技術で直せるわけ。
やってみなければわからん。とにかく2日で何とかしてくれ、ダル。お前だけが頼りだ。
なんで2日なん？
それはとにかく2日だ。もし2日で直せたら何でも言うことを聞いてやる。
先生、フェイリスさんと1日デートがしたいです。
分かった。何とかしよ
う。いや無理っしょ。
俺に不可能はない。信じろ。
マジ？絶対？
約束する。だからやってくれ。
いいですとも。あともう一ついい？無事に治ったら IBN5100 と一緒に75年の伝説の魔法物ラジカル少女オミットちゃんのセルガマ持って帰ってきて。
次長。
Wait a minute. Okay. 伝説のラジカルラルコラジカル少女オミットちゃんのセルガもうかわいい勝った？
しろ。
私も手伝おうか。
いや、お前にはタイムリープマシンを完成させるという。
I mean, for tonight? Mm-hmm. Almost. Yeah, I'm sorry.
重要な仕事がある。
So we're 11:52. Let me catch up on reading. Let's see. Stop it. 完成させるという必要な仕事がそろそろ。Okay.
そろそろラボに戻った方がいい。
ねえみんな、もう一つ何か忘れてない？すずさんのお父さん探し。
父さんのことはもういい。
よくないよ。すずさんがタイムマシンに乗ったのは使命とかもあるけど、やっぱりお父さんに会いたかったからなんでしょ？だったらマユシーは会わせてあげたいのです。
父親の名前はバレル・タイターだったな。
Okay, so I guess he's not her father. Okay, fine.
それはコードネーム。本名は知らない。
アマネっていうのは？
母さんの名前。
バレル。Well, バレル means to. Wait a minute. バレル. Well, バレル it means to kind of reveal a secret or okay. バレル. Yeah. Then タイター. Let's see. タイター。バレルタイター。バレルタイ。I wanna be バレルタイター。Nope. Trying to think. It sounds like a stupid word game that Okabe would come up with.
手がかりは父さんの形見のこのピンバッジだけ。
お父さんは2010年の秋葉原にいるんだよね。それじゃあマユシーは早速捜査を開始するのです。
椎名真由里、いい子だね。治りそう？
いやまだ確証はないけど、ただちょっと触ってみて気づいたんだけど、
気づいたんだけど。
これって電話レンジと似てるかも。
じゃあ治る可能性はあるってことだね。
うん。天音氏の親父さんって僕たちの近くにいるのかな。2010年に僕たちがこの秋葉にいるって知ってたんだよね。
That would be creepier. If it's him and Ferris are the parents, that would be creepier.
多分直接聞いたわけじゃないから。私父さんには会ったことないし、全部父さんの遺書に書いてあったんだ。父さんはセルンとは別にタイムマシンの研究をしてたの。未来を変えるためにね。私はその意志を継いでここにいる。
死んだ人だ。生前。Stein wish. 意志。Okay. 意志。
正直すまんかった。でもタイムマシンが治ればなんとかなるって。1975年から戻ってくるまでに親父さん探しておくから。だからオカリンには内緒で伝説のアニメラジ。
随分と地道ね。
地道。
あれにも未来ガジェット研究所なんだから、もっと未来的な方法はないの？
そんな都合のいいものはない。
未来ガジェット2号オルタナティブエディション。
オルタネイティブオルタネイティブエディション。
バージョン 2.67。
通称タケコプカメラ。
タケコプタケカップカメラ。バンブーカップカメラ。
CCD カメラが本体下部に搭載されている。
下部上部下部カメラが、
意外とまともそう。これで上空から探すっていうのは？
カメラも一緒に回るので撮影された映像も高速回転している。
バージョン 2.67 でそんな不具合が治ってないの？
それが初号機だ。ネーミングはバージョンも含めてダルの趣味で特に意味はない。 ダルは
まだ残って作業を続けてる。
ダイバージェンスメーター。
やっぱりこれは作った本人である君に預けておこうと思って。この数字が 1% を突破さえできたら未来は変わる。それを認識できるのはリーディングシュタイナーの能力を持った君だけ。
未来の俺は死ぬ前にそれをお前に託したのか？
私は一度も会ったことはない。君はさ、私が所属しているレジスタンスの設立メンバーだったんだよ。
Founding 設立 Founding を set up 学校会社など設立メンバーだったんだ。
レジスタンスを設立。
レジスタンス
くだらない。
くだ
マユリを助けることもできずのうのうと生き続けた挙句
ののとののと続
そんな12秒みたいな真似を。
くだ
けん12秒12秒sophomore junior high sickness 2年間12秒みたい。
らなくない。世界に自由を取り戻そうとする勇敢で立派な志だよ。
By the way, and this is the first time I've ever seen a word like this, but it's probably like it's where again it's like I feel like if I do a lot more of these readings, even if it's like, you know, again watching an anime and but looking up words I don't know, continue on like this, and anyway, a word like that, chu ni byo. I mean, chu. I'm thinking of chubol, which is like kitchen. So chu ni byo. I don't know why it happened to be chu there, but let's look up real quick. I'm kind of interested real quick. So there's chu. So kitchen. I don't know why chu ni byo would be. Let's see if chu ni. Nope, it's not there either. It is what it is. So maybe it's like a version of junior or sophomore for English. You know, because sophomore is a. Think about that as a word, and you know what it is because you hear it. But I mean, you know, its meaning. We think of it as being sophomoric, as in goofy, but that's because we've associated it with sophomores in college being goofy. But I'm sure there's like an original meaning that dealt with. You know, have it's more, you know, being in a second or first year of a school, maybe in second year of a school or something. Yukande. That's bravery, right? Gyoteki.
Hey, Master. I am math scientist. It's so cool. Son of a bitch.
So that's probably how I sound speaking Japanese. So who am I to complain?
はい、何ですか？
日本語で OK か。 ちょっと聞きたいことがある。これに見覚えが。これの出所が知りたい。
出所、出所。これは出所、出所のものを知りたい。
調べることはできないか。
思い出し。沙織、ちょっと難しいですね。
日本語あんまり OK じゃないんじゃない？
思い出したらここに連絡をくれ。もしかして近い未来に作られるもので。
Can't. I'd have to turn off the subtitles to see it.
今はまだ存在しないんだろうか。
やっぱりさ、父さんとは会えない運命なのかも。もうやめにしない？
諦めるのか。まだあと1日残っているんだぞ。
何を
俺だってマユリを助けることを何より優先したい。それでも
優先。優先したい。
お前はラボメンであり仲間だ。その仲間が困っているんだから助けたい。それなのにお前が真っ先に諦めてどうする。
怒鳴んないでよ。
すまん。
お願いします。お願いします。
あいつ何を。
先日誘拐事件が起きちゃいました。このピンバッジをつけた犯人を探してます。ご協力よろしくお願いします。あ、オカリ。
有害事件。
見て見て。
犯人。
マユリ。
いい作戦でしょう。マユシのアイデアなのです。これならみんなおって思ってくれるかなって。作戦名はマユシチラシで大勝利。
So that's the name of the plan. Mayushi Chirashide. Daishori. Victory. Sweeping. Yeah, victory. Great victory. Daishori. Daishori. Chirashide. Daishori.
誘拐事件ってのはさすがに言い過ぎなんじゃ。
警察。
有害事件。誘拐事件。誘拐事件。誘拐事件っていうの
に目をつけられたらどうする。あ、まずい、逃げるぞ。
何？
ちょっと君たち。
あ、これ待ちなさい。
Yeah. That's what happens when you got conflicting plans. It's like, okay.
ごめんなさい。
次からは作戦名も含めて事前に俺に相談するんだな。
何やってんの。
なんだクリスティーナか。
ちょうどよかったわ。大変なことが分かったの。
なんだ。
お昼買いに行ったら店員が話してるのを聞いちゃったんだけど。天音さんのお父さん 誘拐犯かも。
ん？
何？どういうこと？
Now I'm wondering if they're going to do this as a bootstrap paradox. In other words, he keeps the pin, and but they don't explain where the pin came from. It is that it goes from him to his daughter. You know, so it's associated with Okabe or John Titor in that case. Yeah, so that's his term, like in the little time travel story, is the bootstrap paradox.
調子は？差し入れた。
Shoshiwa? It should be Shoshiwa, right? Shosh. Yeah. Wait, sashire.
ここはキンキンに冷えたノンカロリーのコーラだろ、常識的に考えて。
Wait a minute, Kinkini. Kinkin. これはキンキンについたノンカロリーのコーラだろう。ああ。So it's a lukewarm, no calorie soda.
どう？タイムマシンは治りそう？
常識的に。
明日までにはなんとか。
すごいね、特艦工事とはいえ。
特艦工事。特艦工事。Let's see what 特艦 is. 特艦。月。特艦工事。特艦工事とはいえ。
ダルの実力は折り紙付きだ。
見た目。
折り紙。折り紙付き。折り紙好きだ。
これは不節制そうで冴えない感じなのにね。
不節制。health。unhealthy ね。不節制。careless about one health。okay。不節制。見た目は不節制。そうで冴えない。そうで冴えない。感じな。
見た目で判断するな。
ダメで。One look. Outward appearance. そうや、見た目で判断する。
考えを改める。
それじゃあ天西も手伝って。そして狭いタイムマシンの中、うだるような暑さに僕らは恥ずかしさも忘れて服を脱ぎ。
狭いタイムマシン。うだる。うだるような。
自重しろ変態。
being a dead weight 自重するしろ。そう自重そのもの。being a dead weight 自重。let's do it 自重。自重。自分自身のなんで。自重しろ。respect yourself. Okay. 自重しろ。
ダル君とスズさんって結構お似合いだね。
はあ？お似合いか？どの辺がだ？
どの辺って言えないけど、なんとなく？どうしたの？
気にするな。マユリがおかしなことを言っただけだ。
でもタイムマシンが治ったら乗っていっちゃうスズさんが心配だな。二人乗りならマユシーが一緒に行ってあげられるのに。
お前が一緒に行ってどうするのだ？
決まってるよ。スズさんの手をむぎゅーっと握ってね。
ぎゅーっとぎゅー
大丈夫、マユシーが一緒だから大丈夫だよって応援してあげるの。あのさ、今言わないと機会を永遠に逃しちゃいそうだから言うけど。
なんだ大げさだな。
私さ、君たちには本当感謝してるんだ。初めてこの時代に来た時、知ってる人は誰もいなくて、この時代の方がすごく平和なのにさ、なんだか私にとってはすごく怖かった。でも今はこうしてたくさんの仲間ができた。この時代に来ることができて、君たちと同じ時間が過ごせて、私本当に楽しかった。ほんのちょっとでもラボ面の一員になれてよかった。君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。
鈴穂。
岡部倫太郎、きっと未来を変えてね。今みたいな自由な世界に変えて。
鈴穂。はい。
Hello? Mother scientist so cool?
昼間の露天商か。
私、
Make sure about that again. 露天商 露天商昼間
思い出しましたね。Yesterday night ピンバッジの男。
父親が分かったということか。すぐに行く。待ってろ。
Alright, we'll call that. Okay. Not that. Okay, good. And let's turn up the volume real quick. Okay, I'm gonna call that a day. So it's that was an hour 33. I forgot what time did I start. I forgot the time I started. It wasn't too long after. I'm guessing this took longer, because now I'm at an hour 33. I wasn't. Okay, it is what it is. So, yeah. Yeah, this episode was pretty good. Okay, I know I'm missing some stuff, like a few things of the plot, but for the most part, I think I got the gist of a lot of it. Yeah, we've got this side plot trying to figure out who her father is, and then that in turn maybe figure out who her mother is. I've got my guesses. We've got a few people that that are suspect. I mean, he's the biggest suspect, obviously, but he and Krista, Chris, but what else? Okay, so the big time machine is kind of based on their little smaller time machine. Somehow works with people now, instead of sending people back, the machine itself also travels. So it's not just sending it; it's actually it's a part of the traveling, which is kind of different, but okay. Somehow or some way it works, and somehow Chris is a part of the CERN. Yeah. So anyway, this is episode 15, so it's like we're about 2/3 of the way through the story. So we're now into the last third of the story, which is when things are really gonna finalize, and then you get into the denouement of and usually a lot of these shows I haven't really been impressed with the endings of the anime so far. Those that have had endings, they just kind of peter out of the anime shows that I've seen to the end. So I haven't watched I still haven't finished up Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to the end. I did finish up the first one, but it was, I guess it was so like, I mean, not to give away endings, but I mean, you know, it came to like, oh, there's not alternate version. Okay, yeah, I guess alternate versions of the place, and that's where the power was coming from of what they were doing. Whereas this one, this one feels a little. I like how this is different. Where, you know, they're creating it from. It's been. There's a bigger conspiracy about with the creation of the Philosopher's Stone, even though it's something much more major. That's what Full Metal Alchemist, obviously. The Evangelion and Death Note, those are ended again. I mean, it did end. I just wasn't impressed with the ending of Death Note compared to how they were like building these characters up, and how it just kind of ended. The Evangelion just sort of ended in a what the hell. What are the a lot of anime like that just didn't end, like Inuyasha, or just did not end. Hikaru no Go, which is another anime which I had watched, it kinda, I think it ended, but I mean it didn't really end. It's sort of like saying, hey, we're not telling the story anymore. The story goes on. You know, the ghost went away, but the story went, or it actually didn't go away, it just stopped being with Hikaru. What's another? And that's with animes, and of course there's how you know, dramas end. You know, the good or bad, where they end. You know, you know, sometimes it's, you know, kind of on a sad note, but not like super sad. Just, you know, but usually with a lot of I notice with the Japanese dramas, they like to then do a time skip. Like, okay, here's the ending. Let's skip a little bit into the future, either a month, a week. No, I'm sorry, not a week. Either a month or a year into the future, 3 years sometimes, and show, hey, this is, you know, how everyone's doing now that the story's over. So I kind of like that, in that you gotta, I mean, in that you're you know, because I guess it's like those stories end where life does go on. Yeah, this main story ended, but again, life does go on, and they might remember events of the past, but, you know, new things that open up, and life, you know, life continues. So I do like endings like that, as opposed to, you know, you might see endings. I guess you kind of saw an ending like that in some shows. Yeah, like a show that ended recently. It was this kind of like Mr. Robot. It ended, but I didn't think it was too satisfying, in my opinion. I mean, people liked it, but I thought there could have been better ways of ending it, especially given how many threads it was saying, like all these possibilities were popping up as to where the stories could go. The what are some others? The Good Place had a very good ending, I thought, and it took over a long period of time when you get to the ending. I mean, depending on how you look at it, what long periods of times counts as. I mean, there was like almost like infinity in a way. Or a bunch of Jeremy Bellamy's. I don't know why I was talking about this. I'm kind of interested in seeing how this ends. I mean, it feels like this has a story that's going to have a kind of a definite ending, I think, but then I'm realizing there's been some other Steins Gate stories, so there might be more to, although Steins Gate 0, that usually means a story set before the main one, so a prequel, if you will, so who knows how that works. But like I said, I'm enjoying the story. It's a fun story, just like with Full Metal Alchemist. So these are two very good stories. It kind of makes me wonder, because again, you've got another, you know, again, Attack on Titan is a very good story. I, you know, want to check out Cowboy Bebop. You know, and I won't do it as a let's read here, but you know, I get a feeling I will be checking out and watching the full series. You know, Samurai Shampoo. Is it Shampoo? I think it's Samurai Shampoo. Samurai Champ, I think, but I don't know. I need to look at the title better. It'd be interesting to watch that story in full. I haven't. I've watched it, I've enjoyed it, but I've never watched it in full, so that would be interesting. Same thing with Cowboy Bebop. I've watched it episodes, but I haven't never watched it in a full story from beginning to end, so it'd be interesting to watch that as well. There's probably some other anime as well that I probably wouldn't need to, you know, for fun, watch through. Because I'm not a big fan of anime or a big fan of drama. I'm a fan of the stuff that's good. So if it's a good show or a good movie or a good anime, you know, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll watch it. you know, I've been suggested anime that just fucking sucked. The Sword Art Online, I think I've said this before. Great premise, started off really good, I thought, and then it just, by episode 8, it was this crap. It went into all the stupid tropes of a storyline and just made it boring. There was one a guy suggested, it was called God, how am I forgetting it now? It was kind of like a virtual reality related story. Why am I forgetting the title of it? But yeah, it's like it's basically this kid who's found out like there's a virtual reality he was able to then take part in, and it like I guess it takes place in real, like you can actually activate it in real life and then enter into it, and it's like, you know, so it's like connected through neural implants or something like that. And he's like really short, fat little kid that just happens to be online in games. It's just a powerhouse. So kind of like the version that you see in what happened with Sword Art Online. And then, but then it just started to look like he was just gathering a harem. Like all these female characters just wanted to stay at his place. It just, okay, this is starting to get goofy. Like it, so again, I said, okay, I'm not watching this anymore. It's just too stupid. And yeah, I don't really watch that many anime, so I can't really give up that many more examples. I mean, Inuyasha just went on forever. It was always a repeat of every storyline. Was like a repeat. It's like, here's this great evil. They yell at each other, and you know, eventually he just draws out the big sword, slices in half. Story's done. I mean, it's just has the Voltron ending. You know, it just, why didn't you just do that at the beginning type thing? It just, so yeah, that's just it was fun. I mean, but I felt like it was building up to the story, but then it just never ended. Like it was this build up and then repeat. And I guess Dragon Ball Z might be similar. I've never seen Dragon Ball Z, so I don't know if that even has an ending as well. It's just something that's, they just continue on and just start making every monster is like bigger than the last. So it just whatever. It just what's a I heard Rama 1/2 is similar. Like again, they've got the build up, although it's comedy and whatnot, but it just again it just continues, and the author just gave up on it. So it wasn't ended. It just, they just stopped it. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it there. So anyway, that's just how certain things happen. Comic books in the U.S. are even worse, I think, because they'll continue the story, but every writer wants to add his own little tick on the character or the storyline, and then readers demand that everything that's been put in the comic book must be respected. You know, even though it's like a storyline that continues out over 30 years or even longer, like in Batman and Superman. It's like, just accept that the storyline resets, and, you know, keep a character and just reset the character. Don't assume like something that was an author's opinion, a writer's opinion back in the 70s should be applying now type thing. It just, you know, because they're demanding that only their version of Batman must be the Batman, and that any other any changes or that were made don't count anymore. You know, that's like being Doctor Who's Doctor Who's kind of bad that way as well, but you know, because they start trying to develop a character, but because they keep that character going on for, you know, again, months and years or even decades, and it just, again, it's almost like the character is psychotic. It just doesn't fit into reality. Like, this character can never come to pass because the way you've set him up to be, based on stuff that's from the 60s, just doesn't make sense now type thing based on what we know. You know, the whole idea, that's what I liked about Spider-Man, the new one, is that they say, hey, here's an established Spider-Man. We're just not going to tell you how he got his powers. We're not even going to show you. We're going to assume you know. And you can make up whatever you want it to be. But again, just assume, hey, it's a kid with powers. They can jump, you know, has super strength, can jump, and has the smarts to be able to develop a web flip. And then go from there. Yeah, and, you know, accept that. And then maybe in another decade or so, they'll redo the story and tell it in a different way. Just accept it. You know? but at least tell a story and end it. So it's like something satisfying. You can just treat it as a yeah. I'm explaining this very badly. Maybe because I'm tired right now. Alright, we'll call that a day. Thank you all very much. This is Nuke Marine. This was episodes 14 and 15 of Steins Gate. We got another 9 episodes left. And when that's done, I'll be going back to Harry Potter book 3, part 2. Or part 2 of 2. So finish up the second half of Harry Potter book 3. After that, it will be the first season of Attack on Titan. And hopefully by the time I start that up, they'll be doing the season 4 of Attack on Titan. So I'll be slowly catching up into that. Season 4 is going to be the final season. So at least that's a story that's going to end. And I'm really interested in knowing how that story ends, because I do follow the manga, and the manga is really good. And it's a story that I think would be a good story in any language. So that's a really good story to tell. Some of the cultural stuff has to change, because a lot of this cultural stuff is, the writer puts a lot of Japanese culture into what he's writing, although that can be changed to adapt to the specific culture the story's trying to be told in. So that hopefully no one goes crazy about that. Alright, and KOFX, yeah, thank you. Alright, so talk to y'all later. See you tomorrow if all goes well. Unless I, again, get lazy and don't do this for another week. It happens. I'm bad about that. Alright, later, guys.